We're back in the shed today. In the last video, we went through the tool roll for the 450 MT. In this video, we're gonna go through everything else I bring with me in the pack to make sure I don't get stranded. Alrighty, so in front of me here is my go bag, my everyday carry, my trail kit, whatever you want to call it. Everything in this bag is what I feel I need to make sure if I'm out riding alone or I'm riding far away from home, if I break down or I get injured, everything in here is either going to get me home or get me in a position where I can get help from others. So before we get stuck into it, just real quickly, I did a video on this bag maybe 10 or so months ago, maybe 12 months ago. This is the Rhino Walk 8 litre, and I've been using this every time I go out. Again, this is like my everyday carries. I go out on a ride, this comes with me. Heavy use for 10 to 12 months, and I have not been disappointed in it. Really well made. I don't want to call it cheap, because calling it cheap sort of gives the impression that it's not up to the standard. This is a very affordable bag, and it's performed fantastically. I've even dropped it in a couple of river crossings, which I'm not too ashamed to admit, and I haven't had any water go inside the bag, so very happy with it. Sometimes with the more affordable bags, again, I don't want to call it cheap, the zips can let go. These are waterproof zips, and I've had no issue with them so far. One benefit too with the design of this bag is that the end of it actually rolls up like a lot of other brands. So your main entry into the bag isn't a zip that's going to get worn out. It simply rolls up in itself and then clips down on the sides and over the top here. So a good design and lends itself well to something that gets regularly accessed. All right, first thing in the bag is the tool roll. Now, I did a standalone video on this tool roll. This works for my Honda and my CF Moto. A really comprehensive kit. It only weighs 2 kilos. I'll put a link down below to this video if you're interested in checking it out. It's too much stuff in here to go into it in this video. I really recommend, if you're not sure where to start with a tool roll and sort of what some of the essentials you might need, this is a great starting point. Locteft, aka Loctite. This is just AliExpress knockoff Loctite. It's just a thread locker. I've been using this stuff interchangeably with my Loctite, and I can't tell the difference. This stuff performs really well, and it's like 5% the price that Loctite is. Just shows the markup on some of these things. So Locteft, good stuff. Spare levers. This is just cheap insurance, particularly if you've replaced your original levers with aftermarket ones like I have. These are the ones off of the CF Moto 450 MT. Again, they don't weigh much. Put them together with a bit of electrical tape, put them in the side of your pack. You know, if you're caught in that situation where you break a lever, you're not stranded. It would really suck to have to stop a trip for a broken lever. All right, so I guess this is where the prepper in me sort of comes out a little bit. This is my first aid kit. You can really go overboard with first aid kits and, you know, prepare for the worst in every possible scenario. I try and keep it realistic and stuff that I could realistically use. Attached on top is just a whistle. We've got a small flashlight here, Hydralyte or any sort of electrolyte replacement. I would not do any big trip without any sort of electrolyte replacement. If you've ever had severe cramping or exhaustion, electrolytes can be the difference between you getting out and you having to call for help. A couple of sachets there, one for you, one for a mate. A lighter there, that's more in case I get stuck somewhere and I want to make a fire if I'm stuck there overnight. Hopefully that never happens, but if it does, hopefully it won't be cold. Now in this first aid kit, this isn't a first aid training course. I'm not going to go into all the different scenarios where you can use this stuff. If you know, you know, and if you don't, I strongly encourage you, if you're doing adventure riding, at least ride with someone who's got first aid training or undertake some training yourself. These kits are really good and can be really quite comprehensive. But in this pack, again, like I said, we're trying to keep it lightweight, keep it practical. All right, so in here, I have compression gauze, a chest seal for a sucking chest wound. If you don't know what that is, I recommend you find out. Some gloves. We've got shears to remove motorcycle gear, clothing to get access to a wound. Duct tape here. Got a bandage. We've got a pen, and that'll make sense in a second. Band-aids, a compression bandage, and also a tourniquet. If you ever use a tourniquet, it's got a spot on there where you can write down what time the tourniquet was placed on it. That has ramifications. If you don't know, again, first aid training is your friend. But that's all, everything here in this kit is what I feel like I need to get sorted majority of things. I do work in emergency services as my day job, so I do have that training to sort of back me up. Well worth it. Could save your life or one of your mates. All right, now this is a relatively new bit of kit and something that's probably wasn't around at all maybe 5 years ago. Battery technology, the way it is, has come leaps and bounds. This is a battery operated tyre inflator. I could probably pump up about 20 tyres with this thing. It seems to have a really good battery life. This is just a Ugreen one I got off of Amazon about 12 months ago. There's probably smaller units that are sort of better suited to this style of kit. So I will sort of do a little bit of research and provide links down below. But this Ugreen one has been a good operator for me and just is super handy if you're playing around with your tyre pressures while you're out on the trail. This is essential, a plug kit. If you know what a plug kit is and how it works, this won't be news to you. But basically, this allows you to plug your tyre. So particularly with tubeless tyres, where you're not replacing tubes or patching them and popping them back in, this allows you to place a leather plug inside the hole, which you first need to remount and place in there with this T-handle tool here, and then you'll be right to reinflate. Again, I do have that battery tyre inflator, but if that battery dies, I do have a couple of CO2 cartridges here. I can quickly get air into that tyre and get me back on the road. I thought this is a cool little product. It's called a Mate Saver. I believe it's an Aussie brand. And the way this works is that it allows you to tow another motorcycle. All it is a piece of nylon strap. Pretty much from foot peg to foot peg, you can tow another motorcycle. Again, if someone gets stranded, as it's labelled, it's a Mate Saver. And this last thing in the pack is just a 21-inch replacement tube. If you are to carry a tube, you don't need both size tubes for your front and rear wheel. Just do your front wheel, and then if you need it in the rear, you can place the larger diameter tube in your rear wheel to keep you going. So don't carry two tubes unless you want to be ultra cautious. 21-inch will get you where you need to go. And the last thing in my kit, I don't carry it in my bag, but I do carry it on me. And this is just my Garmin InReach Mini 2. There's a lot of different types of like ePerbs and satellite communication devices you can use. This one does require a subscription. I think it's $12 Australian a month, and it basically allows you to just text message and do SOS. It's a little bit finicky to use. I've had it for a few months now. You know, it sort of does the job. There are a lot of mobile phone carriers now where you can use satellite to text message. So I think in the near future, I would guess in the next couple of years, these sorts of devices will be largely redundant. Good for now, but down the track, you probably won't need these. Really quick, guys, I just want to show you how this gets strapped down on the bike. So when you buy the bag, it comes with 4 of these retaining straps, which are just basically a loop which comes up to one of these male clips up here. There's 2 on each side, so 4 in total, and then it's retained mostly by this elastic pressure but from this band over the top, which makes it really snug. I've used this thing countless times. Again, I really rate it. It's a great bag. If you think I've missed out on anything that you carry in your kits or something that perhaps I've overlooked, please chuck it in the comments down below. I do read all the comments, and not only for my benefit, but for other people who might find this video down the line. I like these videos to be a real information hub for other riders. So the more we share, the better off we'll be. All right, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.